Banking services. Now we all know what is a bank. Bank is an institution which takes money. That means where we can deposit our money. Bank lends us money. And bank is a very important institution for any country, for any economy. No country can be successful without having a strong banking system. Okay, let's read the lines that are provided in front of you. A bank is an institution which deals in the money and credit. It collects deposit from the public, supplies credit, means gives us loan, thereby facilitating exchange. It also performs many other functions like credit creation, agency function, general services, etc. So just an important line about the bank is that a bank is an institution dealing in money, and that is, it's collecting deposit from the public, it is supplying credit and thereby facilitating exchange. Now one important thing that you should keep in mind is the act which regulates the bank. So the banking services in India is regulated by the Indian Banking Regulation Act 1949. So this is the name of the act which controls or regulates all the banking activities in India. Understood? Now whenever we go in a bank, what is the first function that we can see? Accepting deposits from the public, means we can deposit our money. And where do we deposit our money? We can deposit our money in the bank account. But do you know there are 5 different types of bank accounts that we are going to read now, so that you understand the variety of bank accounts that are available to us. Generally we get to hear only savings account and fixed deposit account, generally. But if we come to the topic provided here, we will be learning the different 5 types of accounts that is actually provided to us by the bank. Means we can deposit our money in any of these 5 types of accounts. Coming to the first type, it says fixed deposit account. Now as the name says, and it's the most common, we all know, a fixed deposit account is an account in which we deposit money for a fixed period of time. And what is the time limit? The time limit is 6 months to 5 years. So from a period of 6 months to 5 years, whatever we choose, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, we can deposit our money there. And longer the period we choose, we get a higher rate of interest. Now once the period is finished, suppose I choose a FD of 2 years, then after 2 years is completed, I can get my money back. Simple points to understand here. What is point number 1? We deposit our money in the account for a fixed period. Now the question arises, fixed period means what is the period length? It is from 6 months to 5 years. Okay, now after completion of this period or whatever period we choose, we get our money back. And the longer the period I have, longer is the rate of interest that is provided to me. Clear? Now one more thing you need to keep in mind, that usually the rate of interest is maximum in this account. Means from rest of all other 4 accounts, generally the rate of interest is the maximum found over here in the fixed deposit account. Clear? Understood about fixed deposit account? Okay. Now we shall move to the next type of account, that is the current deposit account. So before we begin the current deposit account, we need to understand one thing, that these are generally opened by the businessmen. So I have provided one question in the assignment, that which type of account can be opened by businessmen. So I hope you got the answer. It is the current deposit account which are opened by the businessmen. Now what is the speciality of this account? In this account, the deposit and the withdrawal can be made whenever desired. Okay? There is no fixed limit that it is 5 times or 10 times or anything sort of that. No. I can deposit money, I can withdraw money whenever I feel like. Generally, withdrawals are made by the check. I hope all of you would have seen a bank check. So from that bank check, I will be withdrawing my money. Let's read what's written here. The current deposit accounts are opened by the businessmen. The current account holder can deposit money and withdraw money whenever desired. Okay, so this we have learned. As the deposit is repayable on demand, it is known as demand deposit. Important thing to understand. What is demand deposit? Whatever money I am depositing, when I am demanding it back, I get it back. That is why that sort of deposits are called as the demand deposits. Understood? Is there any limitation that only 5 times you can withdraw your money or only 10 times you can withdraw the money? No. As per my wish, I can withdraw it anytime. That means whenever I desire, whenever I demand, I can get my deposit back, I can get my money back. And that is why it is called as the demand deposit. Understood? Next line says withdrawals are always made by check. So this we have discussed. No interest is paid on current account. Another important feature of this account. We get no interest over here. Like in fixed deposit account or in the other types of accounts, generally we get some interest on the amount that we deposit over here. But as because it's a current account, there is no limit on the amount of withdrawal and the deposit times also. So that is why one disadvantage we get, that is no interest is paid. Rather, charges are taken by the bank for the services rendered. So it's the opposite thing here. The bank is not providing us with any interest. Rather, it is charging us money for providing the services. Okay? Understood about the current deposit account? Therefore, moving down to the third type of account. It says saving deposit account. Now, this is the most common type of account known to all of us. Isn't it? What is a savings bank account? A savings bank account is such a type of account where the person or the individual or the account holder is depositing his savings. Whatever money he has, whatever savings he has done, he can straight away go and deposit in that account, and that is why the name is savings deposit account. He can withdraw the money from his account whenever needed, and whenever he has some excess amount at his home or wherever he is working, that surplus or that excess he can go and deposit in that account. Now, there is no compulsion that every month you have to pay this much amount or every interval you have to pay a specified amount. No, whatever surplus, whatever extra you have, whatever savings you have, you can straight away go and deposit that in your savings deposit account. Now, if I am a savings deposit holder, what do I get? I get a checkbook, I get a passbook. What is a passbook? The entries that happen, the transactions that take place, that is recorded in a book. That is called as the passbook. If you don't know what is a passbook, please go to someone, your elder, your brother, sister, mother, father, whosoever it is. They must be having a passbook. Go ask them, see properly how is a passbook, what name is written, how is the picture is posted, it is stamped by the bank, how the transactions are mentioned inside the passbook. Just go and see. Do this work today. Okay, then you'll get an understanding of what is a passbook. If possible, see the checkbook also. Clear? Okay, that's it. After that, as I told you, whatever transaction happens, that is recorded in the passbook. But what about the rate of interest? The rate of interest is generally low than the fixed deposit account. Current deposit is having no rate at all. So that we are not considering. We are comparing it with the fixed deposit account. So from the fixed deposit account, if we compare, the savings deposit account has a low rate of interest. 3%, 4%, 5% is generally offered, right? Okay, let's read what's written here. The aim of the saving account is to mobilize the savings of a public. The person can open this account by depositing a small sum of money. He can withdraw from his account and make additional deposits at will. At will means at his own wish. Whenever he feels to make a deposit, he can make the deposit. All these gets recorded in the passbook. The account holder also gets interest on his deposit, but this interest is lower than the rate of interest that we get in the fixed deposit account. Clear about the savings deposit account? Now we shall move to the second last type of account, that is our recurring deposit account. Now, do you understand the meaning of the word recurring? Recurring means something which happens again and again at a regular interval. Okay? So as the name says, recurring deposit account, we get to understand that over here the account holder has to deposit a fixed amount of money. Take for example 500 rupees every month. Oh, example is given here, 100 rupees per month. So every month, January, February, March, April, May, June, every month the depositor, don't take the depositor, say the account holder, he has to deposit that specific money in his account. Understood? Like in savings deposit account, there was no compulsion. Whatever money we are feeling to deposit, we can deposit. But in recurring deposit account, a specific amount is mentioned to you. 100, 200, 250, 1000, whatever it is. And that specific amount only we have to deposit in our bank account for every month. Let's talk about the rate of interest. What rate of interest we get? We get a rate of interest that is higher than that of the savings deposit account. And when we get back our money, we get our money on the maturity. Maturity means when our period gets over, suppose for 6 months, 1 year, whatever is our period, when that period finishes, that is called finishing of the maturity period. After that, we can get back our money. So if I repeat about the recurring deposit account, what is a recurring deposit account? In a recurring deposit account, for a fixed period of time, we have to deposit a specific money in our bank account. Suppose for 6 months, if we choose 6 months period, for every month of those 6 months, we have to deposit a specific amount in our bank. Okay, and when that maturity period is over, when our 6 months is over, then together with the interest we get back our money. That means in between we cannot withdraw. Understood? And how is the rate of interest? The rate of interest is something higher than that of the savings deposit account, but of course it will be lower than that of a fixed deposit account. Understood? Recurring deposit. And now comes the last type of the types of account, that is the multiple option deposit account. Now what is multiple option deposit account? I'm sure it would be new to many of you. Over here, the account holders, they get multiple options. Like understand, it is a combination of type of, you can say, the savings account, and it is a combination of fixed deposit account. How? Let us read and then it would be clear to you. It is a type of savings bank account in which the deposit in excess of a particular limit get automatically transferred into fixed deposit. On the other hand, in case of adequate fund is not available in our savings bank account, so as to honor the check we have issued, the required amount gets automatically transferred from the fixed deposit to the savings bank account. Therefore, the account holder has twin benefits. He can earn more interest and it lowers the risk of dishonoring a check. So that is a secondary part. The main part that we need to identify here is the deposit excess of a particular limit automatically transferred to a fixed deposit account. And when the money is not there, what happens? From the fixed deposit account, it gets transferred back to our savings bank account. Now let's understand how it happens. For example, there is a person, Mr. X, and he has opted for this type of account, that is the multiple option deposit account. So to make you understand, I'm drawing two boxes. Okay, one box is for savings deposit account and one box is for fixed deposit account. And keep in mind, I'm writing S over here, I'm writing F over here. In savings deposit account, maximum he can deposit is 100 rupee. Just an example. Okay, so suppose this Mr. X, once he comes to deposit and he deposits suppose 30 rupees. Okay, so he can deposit 30 here. Now what is the excess limit? 70 more he can deposit. Next time he comes, he deposits 50. So 50 and 30 makes it 80. That means still 20 he can deposit. Now next time again he comes, he deposits how much? He deposits 50 again. But do you think he will be able to deposit this 50? He will be able to deposit this 50, but excess means the extra is how much? 50 plus 50 plus 30, 130 he is depositing in the savings bank account. But can he deposit 130 here? No, he can deposit only 100. So the extra 30 which he is depositing, that will be transferred to this fixed deposit account. 30 will come here, right? And this 50, it will change to 20. So that 50 which he deposited in the third chance, that is segregated in two parts. 20 remains in the savings account and 30 is transferred to the fixed deposit account. Understood? How is this account working? Because the limit is 100 only, we can deposit money up to 100, and whatever is in excess of that limit, that gets transferred to the fixed deposit account. Now suppose this Mr. X, he has to withdraw some money. Take for example 120 rupees. Okay, so I'm writing over here 120. Or where should I write? Okay, let me remove this. He has to withdraw 120. Now if he goes to this savings account, then he's having only 100 with it. He needs more money. Okay, otherwise that withdrawal process will not be complete. So where will the balance be shifted from? From here 30, 20 will be shifted over here, and this automatically makes it 100 plus 20, that means 120. So this balance, that is 30, it will change to 10 because 20 has gone over here, and he will deposit or he will withdraw the 120 amount that was required to him. Understood about the working? So this is how actually the multiple option deposit account works. Okay, see, it was clearly written over here. This amount which is in excess get transferred to the fixed deposit account, and in case we need to withdraw money and suppose it's not available in our savings bank account, then that money will be transferred from fixed deposit back to the savings bank account. Understood? So that was all about the types of accounts that we have discussed. We have discussed about 5 types of account: savings deposit, current deposit, recurring deposit, fixed deposit and multiple deposit. The multiple deposit account was the most interesting, where funds get transferred from the savings account to the fixed account, and if there is a lack of balance in the savings account, again the funds get transferred back to the savings account, right?